So with the Titanfall Beta coming out tonight at midnight, I thought I'd share some of the things in the beta that you might not have experienced. Let's start off big with the charge rifle. The charge rifle, I did not know what it was when I first selected the burn card, and it is actually an anti-Titan weapon. At first I thought it was a regular Titan weapon because how big and cool it looked, but it is actually an anti-Titan weapon. When using it, I found that it had some interesting characteristics about it. So as you'll see in a second, this thing does massive amounts of damage. There's some good things and bad things about it. The good things is, like I said, the amount of damage is incredible. It has so much damage against Titans and as well as infantry. Right here you'll see how much damage it does against infantry. One hit kill. It's pretty intense. The only problem is the fact that you do have to charge it. I haven't found a meter, well you see on the meter on the side, I haven't found anything that shows that it has a amount of ammo. And it just shows just the charge rifle just charging. So it looks like it has infinite ammo. But you seen right there how much damage it does against Titans. And you see how it just instantly kills anything that it hits. The only problem is, like I said, the charge can be a little bit daunting at times. But look at the range on this. It looks like from any range you could get an insta-kill, which is great. But like I said, it can be a little bit challenging getting those shots off. See how it's a little bit frustrating, and there's a little bit of travel time. So you kind of have to lead your shots a slight bit. But if you see, look at this guy's shield. It goes over halfway. It takes away over halfway amount of shield. Excellent, excellent anti-Titan weapon. Next, let's go to the bolt-action sniper rifle. Many of you guys might not have been able to use this during the beta, and my time and experience with it was interesting. I didn't find that in the team deathmatch scenario that it was too good, but in certain game modes like Last Pilot Standing and stuff like that, it will be a very interesting piece of weaponry to use. The bolt-action sniper rifle is very good. There's only one problem with this thing. You have to lead your targets. It is not instantaneous where right when you shoot it will hit the target. You will see in a second that you do have to lead your targets. It is a one-hit kill, and at first you're saying, well, you're using the amped version. And yeah, it does amp it up a little bit. And so as you see right here, I do have to lead, but I do get the kill. And like I'm using the amped version right here, but in a minute I pick up the regular version and you'll see how much damage it does against regular infantry as well. Because once you dropped an amped version of a weapon, it thus turns to a regular weapon. The amped version was really good. It does splash damage, so if you hit around the target, it does damage. And I don't know if just the regular version does splash damage. I think it does a little bit. And also, I don't think it's a one-hit kill if you hit him in the toe. But anything but the chest up will get a one-hit kill at any range. And there you see, actually, yeah, there you see the splash damage, and I can actually kill people with that splash damage. Very, very fun. Again, like I said, the problem was the fact that it does have lead time. You do have to lead your targets. It's not an instantaneous spot. So you'll see me having some trouble right here getting a kill in close quarters engagements. And I know that's not what sniper rifles are used for, but with this game being so fast paced, I don't know how effective this weapon will be in a team deathmatch scenario. There you see the toe shot. I did not get an instant kill, and you actually see another shot where it hit the ground. But the kick always works in my favor. So there, and then you'll also see, this is the last clip I want to show you at the range, just the capability of this thing on how far you could shoot and get an instant kill, not like the older semi-automatic sniper, which I found not that great. And here you'll finally see me as the last clip, as I have difficulties finding out the bullet travel speed because I take a couple of shots before I can actually take out the infantry. But again, this weapon is very fun to use, and it's very satisfying when you actually get the kill. Next up, let's talk about the Spitfire LMG. This thing is very interesting, to say the least. This thing has massive firepower. Anything up close gets shredded and literally explodes, and that's how powerful this thing is. It has an 80 round magazine in it, and I don't know if this could get upgraded in the final game or not. Again, this is just beta gameplay. And here you'll see me picking up the regular Spitfire LMG. It shows that it's amped in the side, but I believe I don't think that's true. I think that's just a bug in the beta. So when using this weapon, I found that using it in burst was no good. one, the iron sights are terrible. I can barely see anything in these iron sights. And two, burst firing never worked for me. And I don't think it'll work for you guys either. It has very, very high recoil. So the best thing to do is to actually lay down the fire. Just hold the trigger and it will stabilize itself. You'll have more accurate shots. The good thing about this weapon as well is the fact that it has pretty good rate of fire. So spray away. You have 80 rounds to spare, and this weapon is great at eliminating targets at most ranges once you get that recoil down pat. It has an interesting recoil pattern where it shoots directly up and a little bit to the right, so it has kind of like a lock pick, or I mean a lock recoil pattern. So you have to kind of adjust to that recoil pattern. But once you get that down pat, and I don't know what the attachments are for this just yet, but once you get that down pat, it's a very, very effective weapon. Oh, and did I add that it is amazing at taking out Titans? If you rodeo on the back of a Titan, this thing will shred a Titan. You don't even need the full clip in order to take out a Titan if you're rodeoing it from the back. So this thing is a great anti-Titan weapon. Not so much when shooting at it directly. It actually does a decent amount of damage if there is no shield. So if you see that the Titan has no shield, use this and use it against his weak points, and you'll actually do a good amount of damage. This thing is just a really, really big fire hose. But the only problem is, like I said, is the recoil, which can be a little bit problematic when trying to get for range targets and stuff like that. But up close, they will explode. Next up, we're just going to talk about hacking in general. A lot of people didn't understand really what hacking can do, but it's really beneficial to you to hack targets if you get close to them. So if you run into a group of specters, you can hack them, and all three, if there's three of them, will become part of your little entourage. They will follow you and they will help you. So why not bring them with you? They will enter doors for you. As you can see right here, they'll check corners, make sure that there's nobody in. If there is, people are gonna shoot at them. So it's a great thing to have. And the thing that most people don't know is that you see how it shows the Italian on top of them, my gamer tag? People, when they see that Spectre, see the Italian. So they automatically assume that that's gonna be a person, you know? That's actually a pilot. And it's a great distraction when you're running with them and they don't know which one to shoot at first. It's an excellent way. And as you can see right here, I was trying to hack all of them. I think the most you could have is 3 at a time, 3 or 4 at a time, because as you'll see, that one right there just dies off. Another cool aspect, like this, you'll see here, this guy's shooting away at him thinking that they're all me, and they took the damage for me. But they will shoot rockets at Titans. They'll shoot rockets at Titans, damage Titans, and all like that. So that's excellent way of causing a distraction in order to get the upper hand. This, just another quick tip as well, when you're invisible on the ground, you're not completely invisible to other pilots, but you are completely invisible to Titans. Titans cannot see you when you're invisible. The only way they can is seeing the little jetpack. If you jump up right in front of them, he could see your little jetpack exhaust. So that could be a problem if you're invisible in front of a Titan. Now let's go to the Ogre Titan. Everybody's kind of was fanboying over the Ogre and the STRYDER Titan. Well, here's some gameplay of it and what it actually does. The Ogre Titan is the tank of the Titans. It has higher damage capacity than the other Titans, and also its overdrive ability, or whatever you want to call it, is a additional shield. So it'll be an additional shield on top of your regular shield in order to take lots and lots of damage. The hull takes a little bit more damage than the Atlas Titan, and it takes a lot more damage than the STRYDER Titan. But as you see right there, if I was with the Atlas, I'd probably be dead there, because that was 2 Titans hitting me and a pilot hitting me. It was difficult to see there, but it was a lot of things hitting me there, and I was able to survive it because I had the Ogre Titan. And you'll see right here in a minute the overdrive ability on, again, it providing you another shield. The only problem with the Ogre Titan is that it only has 1 boost, as you see in the middle of the screen. Only 1 boost means you can't be as agile as the Atlas or the STRYDER, and that can get you into some sticky situations if you have something that's pretty quick and you're trying to evade and escape a certain scenario. But when you need to take some damage, as you can see right here, this thing is there for it. I was getting hit by actually another pilot as well from behind. I didn't even notice, but I instantly pulled out the overdrive ability, and I was able to survive it for longer than I anticipated. And I got rodeoed, unfortunately, by that pilot that was behind me, so I did lose my Ogre Titan. But at the end, it was an excellent, excellent Titan. Now, for the Strider Titan, one of my personal favorites. The Strider is your fast-paced, super agile Titan. And it looks, I'm sorry, the Ogre and the Strider look so awesome. They look really, really cool. I guess it's because you don't see them as much. And it was in the beta, you didn't see them as much. But the Strider, the good thing about this thing is it has 3 boosts. It has 3 boosts, as you see in the bottom, and they refill very, very fast. So you're very agile. The only problem is you lose health very quickly. Your hull can only take your hull can barely take any damage. The Ogre and the Atlas both have a stronger hull, therefore they could take a lot more damage, but yours is very, very weak. So you have to play to the best of your ability to kind of stay a little bit at range and use those boosts to your ability. Use your agility to your ability. Your agility to your ability? That's a good one. But a lot of people were saying, why would I want a Titan that's super agile? That's what me being a pilot is for, is to be super agile. But if you think about it, having a Titan that's very, very agile, you can compete with the pilots on the ground on how fast they move. You're just as fast, or not faster, than what they are on the ground. Or, you know, they can jump buildings and stuff, but you are fast. You can outrun them anyway, and as you can see with pilot locking, any type of locking mechanism, you're able to run away from those super easy and use buildings to pillar. Let's talk about the overdrive. The overdrive is the equivalency of when you're playing Mario Kart and you get the super mushroom, the one that you can just spam the A button and shoot and use a mushroom over and over and over and over and over again. That's basically what this overdrive is. And as you can see, I'm going to be using it here to kind of give it a little test drive, and I just boost like crazy. You're so fast, the other Titan has no chance on catching up to you. I made sure I kept my distance, used a little bit of smoke cloud to kind of evade and help damage him a little bit. He used his smoke cloud, I could back up super easy, no problem. But look at the hull. Look how much damage I take so fast. And here's the execution. Oh, so amazing. The execution is different, and then the Ogre has a different one too. I wasn't able to capture it, but he rips off the arm of the other Titan and beats it with it. So that's really neat. But the overdrive in this thing is incredible. You're able to have an infinite amount of boost, which allows you to be super, super agile. And even if they have something like, you know, for the most part, if they have a defensive one like the Ogre, you can just kind of spin around them. And if you're good with the boost, you'll never get touched. So that's an interesting aspect. And I know this clip is really long, but I was having a blast with the Strider. I felt like the entire game I didn't die with it. So, and I was getting so many kills with it because I felt like I was unstoppable with this thing. I wasn't afraid that I'd get stuck in a corner. This one was so fun to me, and it fit my playstyle so well. And I know a lot of you guys really like the Ogre and the Atlas. A lot of you guys like the Atlas Titan because of the power overdrive that you've seen in the game. But I feel like this Titan has a specific feel for me, and maybe for many of you guys, because I prefer a more agile piece of equipment. So whatever your playstyle is, if you're more of an evasive type and you can outthink your opponent, I think the Strider is really, really good for you. So that's it, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this kind of review of some of the things I found in the beta, and also just to hype you up a little bit for the game that's coming out on midnight. I hope I see you a lot of you guys online, because I know I'll be on, and it's going to be a blast. I can't wait to get online and share some more experiences with you. I will be doing more reviews of guns. I'll be doing just playthroughs, some experiences, and some tips and tricks. So I hope y'all guys stick around, and as always, stay classy.